Man on the ground at Rotorua Park is Brendan Popwell. Your tips have been going so well they had to call the fire alarm, eh? Good morning to you, or afternoon to you now, BP.
Good afternoon, Aidan. Yes, a little bit of a hiccup here this morning, but we are up and rolling now here today out of Rotorua Park. Now, I can tell you the track condition has moved already as well. It is now a good 3 racing surface. Stock British Stewards went out and assessed the track condition once they arrived here, and it is now rated a good 3. Beautiful, fine day in front of us. Okay, let's have a look at a market full race number 1. Interesting to hear from Stephen just around Bocce, of course, a runner who was good enough to run third in a Karaka Million. Look, he's a horse that can take a forward position, as can Bolt from the Blue. Media Sensation, I do feel as though can be a big improver for this race, and if he can just get the right spot in behind, which you would hope would be enough pressure, or do these horses find themselves in front and then button off? So Bocce's trialled well, $271.10, $452.70. Bolt from the Blue has gone forward on both occasions, which could help Lady Lyra, who's got an inside gate, who showed enough potential last campaign and did run second at the trials behind Bocce, which is what we're going to show you right now. So Bocce trained by Moroney Gerard, Jake Bayliss doing the riding. This is a horse who was able to jump nicely, go forward here in this particular trial, and watch Lady Lyra in the Baker Forsman colours closer to the inside in the white cap, who does a good job here to be able to finish into second position. Bolt from the Blue is a very speedy horse, though, who does have a low numbered gate. We saw him winning at Waipa, and then he's come out and he's only been gunned down late by Spirits or Beer. Look, I was pretty interested here, Aidan, around the 5 in Media Sensation because of her run first up. Her trial was plain, but she's then been able to back it up race day and finish off strongly around Tauranga into 4th position. She could be a big improver for the race.
Yeah, it's an interesting race to kick us off, isn't it? And yeah, good to get that update on track conditions as well from you, Brendan. We're going to do selected races as our part of our Rotorua preview. So we move on to the 3rd. This one, the NZB Insurance Pearl Series race. Pitch and switch, 3:30 and 1:35. Jason Tan made this his bet of the weekend on the first call yesterday. Two-dollar class at 3:30 and 1:35. It's twice placed at stakes level already. Brendan, how do you see this one?
Look, I think it's a great quinella between those two horses, to be honest with you, the 1 and the 6. Two-dollar class, as you pointed out, Aidan was good enough to run third in a Riders Stakes and third in the O'Leary Stakes recently, which was in behind Peaceful, who's had some unlucky runs through the Melbourne Spring Carnival. Lot to like, though, around pitch and switch. This is potentially what could happen with the map. We saw Bangles take a forward position when winning a maiden race when last presented to the races. You've also got Walk and By, who's another runner with a low-numbered gate that has had a trial under her belt that could see her forward and running. I would imagine, though, that pitch and switch, though, is a horse who can play a pretty serious part in being a part of this lead. It's a horse who's got a good gate, a horse who was able to jump forward and running in both of her trials recently. She was nice in her trial when she ran second at Cambridge on the 13th of September. She's been able to go to the line under a good grip. Power had got her late, and then this is her trial. Now, also in this trial, the horse is under absolute double grip, wrap, vice grip. Runs nearly last is the horse who's that big mover here today, and that is Star Treasure. So that's pitch and switch. Nice trial, really nice trials from her. She's got herself a good gate to be a competitor in the race. I like her a lot today, pitch and switch in front of the 6th runner in Tutela Classe. As I said, they look like a nice little option if you wanted to play into quinellas, and I was actually keen around pitch and switch as well, Aidan. I made it my best bet of the day also.
Yeah, really nice trial, wasn't it? So, yeah, you got to say, respect it. No two ways about it. Be interesting, though, to see just how the CD Visitor does go. Let's move you on to race 5 here, Brendan, and have a look at the Jacklebury Classic, the first of our stakes races, where Excalibur's at $5, $6.50 for pace, and that's really been a shortener. And Stephen alluding to that as well. Rosie Myers doing the riding there. $8 Maygrove, and he's Cavalier, $8.50 as well for High Lad. What about this race, the Jacklebury Classic? It's been a race that we've normally seen some decent stayers come out of over the years.
Look, we have. And look, we've seen a horse like the likes of Maygrove, who's won this race and was unlucky last year, won it in 2016. I can see why there is money for pace, though. He is quite an underrated horse. Look, he's a runner who's run an almighty race at Hawke's Bay, hasn't he? Behind 5 to Midnight when getting beaten by that horse right on the line. He's got a good gate. He can go forward. He's got a lot in his favour this afternoon, hasn't he, Pace? So So he plays an intriguing part. And just what happens here down the straight over 1,950 metres, because you do have these horses out wide, they do like to go forward as well. So does He's Cavalier press on and get over? Does Woodsman, who does like to be in a forward position as well? So does that mean we're going to have a strong tempo in the race if these horses are willing to sort of push forward the first time past the judge? Which could help a horse like Excalibur. I think if the races run genuine, it plays into his hands, because he does look like an up-and-coming stayer with the way that he's hit the line last time to the races over the distance of 1,600 metres in the Karaka Classic, which was won by Toma Lila. It's a good run from a horse who's looking for more distance, and look, he just has that look about him that he's going to be highly competitive through our Summer Cups races. Maygrove was in this race as well. He's had another start since, and that was an unlucky fourth in the Egmont Cup last Saturday. He's Cavalier also finishes third in this race over the 1,600 metres. He's had a good little campaign, hasn't he? He's been up for quite some time. He's Cavalier, but he responds to that. So often we've seen him over that 12, 14, 1,600 metre distance, but as soon as they've put him over distance, he's been able to pick up some victories, especially around Rotorua, and he can be a player here today as well. He's Cavalier. Just depends how he can negate his barrier draw, as I said, with him being drawn out. Look, in the end, Aidan, I went with Maygrove. I thought he was a touch of overs in the race. He's a class horse. After being beaten in this race last year and was unlucky, he came out and won the Fielding Cup and Counties Cup. He's a previous winner of this race. I was happy to be backing him around that $8 or $9. But I do like Peso because he can be in that forward running. And a step up today for iGrain. We get a real good indicator on iGrain, who really did demolish them last time out at Awapuni.
It'll be an interesting point about, especially those two horses, isn't it? Peso, iGrain, just on a good track today, just to see how they go, because we know that they've been very good on rain-affected tracks. On to the sixth, and maybe we'll see one here that Brendan Popple likes. He spotted it from the trials. Star Treasure, 650 and 230. It's certainly been one of those big closes. Born Dragon was good on New Zealand debut last time out at Avondale at 6 and 215. Widemu Pin claims 3 down to 57. Popstar Princess 650. Princess Kiriru and Power Dream at 750. Brendan, we see a bit of speed here from the likes of Otavio and Popstar Princess, and you'd expect Star Treasure to just settle maybe 3 or 4 back the fence.
Yeah, look, I just look at this race and I just see speed everywhere around this race. Gee, they're going to be going off here in the first couple of 100 metres, you would imagine. Popstar Princess, look, who took a set after jumping well. Power Dream can go forward. I know they went back last up, but that was down to a barrier draw. Octavio's got blazing speed as well, and who's drawn out wide. Mahi Dunn, we saw in that race around New Plymouth, also showed the speed in that particular race. So this could set up for a runner like Star Treasure. Look, gee, as Stephen Hunt said, opened at $15. Every time you'd looked at the price, it just kept evaporating from that opening quote of $15. So it had to be Jack Quick stuff to be able to try and snap up some $15. Did get into around $8, and then it dived again, and it went to 6.5. Look, I do believe, though, this horse can get a good run in transit, just maybe off the speed with the inside gate. Chance of maybe getting 3 back the rail and having that last shot at them was good enough to run second in a Group 1 Sistema Stakes behind Summer Passage, and now with the O'Sullivan Scott team. So, yeah, look, happy to back the horse today if that sort of run can happen. Obviously, the price is not quite there. If you got on at the $15, you're looking nice now with it being at 6.5.
Yeah, it's a good race, isn't it? The Swainier Stakes is the feature. That's race 7. Let's have a look at the market for this one. And we see that Julia's 261.20 now to 9 after those scratchings. When you saw 14 by its name when barrier draws came out, you thought, uh-oh, but really 9, not too much of a concern. Volpe Veloce at 341.30. Love Affair 461.65. Defending champ Packing Eagle at 850 and 250. It's Julius. We've got last year's Railway Stakes trifecta in this as well. Volks Lightning running third in there. Untamed Diamond likely to press forward in our speed map here. Brendan, how did you see the Swainier Stakes?
Look, as we know with Julius, he's a big boy, and he loves rolling, doesn't he? A couple of times we've seen him at Ellerslie, he's had sort of wide gates, but there hasn't been a problem for him because he just loves to get into that rhythm that he can get himself into. So, to be honest with you, I think him being out is better than him being in. He can just take his time to be able to try and work over from an outside gate. We know that he can jump well, and if he just sort of cruises over, I can sort of see him Look, it depends on what happens inside him here and how keen they are to want to keep him out. But look, I'm not too bothered with the more I look at this race with him drawn in barrier number 9. Yeah, look, if he gets outside leader, look how close he did to beating Melody Bell, who's gone bang bang in Group 1 level. So look, he's the one to beat. Look, I am probably cautious of Love Affair in the race, Aidan. I think Love Affair and Volpe Veloce, who are the obvious two dangers in the race in the market. Love Affair's run second first up over 1,400 metres, has been good enough to beat Volpe Veloce over 1,200 metres last campaign as well. So, look, what we need to do with this race is you need to pretend that Te Akau Shark is not in the race. If you just watch it without him in it, she does beat a strong lineup here. So let's just pretend he's not winning. He's not winning. Love Affair goes past those inside horses and wins the race, does Love Affair. So she's gone super over 1,400 metres up against a good lineup, with the exception of a potential superstar in the race in Te Akau Shark. She's a horse who can get that right sit in the race and could be dive bombing them late. So I have big respect around Love Affair in the race. Look, 3, 8, 7 and 1, of course, the winner of the race last year in Packing Eagle. It is going to be one heck of a race, the Swainess.
I like that pretend thing, BP. Next time I back one that runs second, I'm going to pretend that I can go and collect my money as well. Jeez, how do we pay the $100?
Only works on
bettings?
replays, Aidan.
Oh, okay, I got you. Can't do it live. Okay, what about the $100? How are we playing it?
You just put the paper up over the screen. That's another way of doing it. Anyway, right. How are we going to have a go here? Look, we're going to have a bet on pitch and switch. Happy to have something on that today. What are we going to go? 30 to 1 and make it the best bet. Look, I've thrown some horses out here that are paying 50 to 1 almost in some races. Caleb in race number 4, I think it's going to go around at 30s. Little issue about maybe how firm the track condition is. Trained by a master who does know how to get his horses ready for a staying trip, that being Paul Nelson. He won this race last year with Peso, the 65-1950. I'm happy to have a specky on Caleb. I like Maygrove each way, Star Treasure to win in race number 6. And then we'll go swinging for the fences in the last race. And we'll either get clean bowl trying to hit out to Cow Corner, or we hit a straight 6. So, Oops Tommy in race number 8, a former Hong Kong galloper, and Devi for Stephen Ellis. Now, these are two horses that are going to go around at 40 to 50 to 1. Devi was quite impressive in winning at Waipukurau. Could be a question mark on the track conditions. Gets 4 kilos off with Ashwin Gundasamy, getting down to 52.5 kilos. And Oops Tommy, before leaving for Hong Kong, showed some ability here and did one over the Carnival at Hawke's Bay before being sold to HK and is now back. All right, we'll pass it back to you, Aidan, and that's a quick look at the racing card here out of Rotorua. First race set down to start at 5 to 1.